Hey, all my gamer friendulums. It is Sunday, July 20th. Netflix has officially announced they are making a live-action adaptation of Assassin's Creed. I feel like this isn't news. I could have swore I already heard that they were doing this, but maybe I was just hearing things or I was making it up in my head. On the official Netflix page itself, they actually have an article where it says Assassin's Creed heads to TV in high octane live action adaptation, whatever high octane. One of the biggest global blockbuster franchises in video game history is set to make a leap from interactive platforms to streaming service series. I don't know, they're talking like the first live action movie didn't count, but I still actually haven't seen that. The one with Michael Fassbender. Netflix has greenlit a live action adaptation of Assassin's Creed. The beloved franchise launched in 2007 by the French video game publisher Ubisoft. Emmy nominees Robert Pattinko, DMZ, Westworld, Sons of Anarchy, and David Weiner, Halo, Homecoming, and The Killing will serve as creators, showrunners, and executive producers. Those are some pretty good pedigrees of shows. Assassin's Creed is a high-octane thriller centered on the secret war between two shadowy factions. One set on determining mankind's future through control and manipulation, while the other fights to preserve free will. The forthcoming show's logline reads, the series follows its characters across pivotal historical events as they battle to shape humanity's destiny. Okay, so what do they actually mean by that? We've been fans of Assassin's Creed since its release in 2007. Every day we work on the show, we come away excited and humbled by the possibilities that Assassin's Creed opens to us. Weiner and Patino said in a joint statement, beneath the scope, the spectacle, the parkour, and the thrills, it's the baseline for the most essential kind of human story, about people searching for purpose, struggling with questions of identity and destiny and faith. It's about power and violence and sex and greed and vengeance. Wow, there's a lot of things. But more than anything else, this is a show about the value of human connection across cultures, across time. And it's about it's about what we stand to lose as a species when these connections break. We've got an amazing team behind us with the folks at Ubisoft and our champions at Netflix. And we're committed to creating something undeniable for our fans all over the planet. Nearly 5 years in the making, the live-action adaptation is the first series to be developed under Netflix's agreement with Ubisoft for Assassin's Creed. We first announced our partnership with Ubisoft in 2020. We set out with an ambitious goal to bring the rich, expansive world of Assassin's Creed to life in bold new ways. They have not done anything since that at all, said Peter Friedlander, Netflix Vice President, Scripted Series. Now, after years of dedicated collaboration, it's inspiring to see just how far that vision has come. Guided by the deft hands of Roberto Patino and David Weiner, the team has carefully crafted an epic adventure that both honors the legacy of Assassin's Creed franchise and invites longtime fans and newcomers alike to experience the thrill of the Brotherhood as never before. We are so excited to work alongside Roberto, David, and our Netflix partners to bring this beloved franchise to series, says Boykin, executive producer and head of content at Ubisoft Film and Television. So there's an official Ubisoft Film and Television division. And they haven't released anything of note yet, but they are working on a Splinter Cell show. We look forward to delivering an experience that speaks to the heart of what fans love about Assassin's Creed, while introducing its unforgettable worlds and timeless themes to new audiences worldwide. With more than 230 million units sold, the Assassin's Creed franchise is one of the best-selling series in video game history and set an industry standard with its rich and engrossing storytelling. Netflix's upcoming series will continue its run of gaming adaptations, following in the footsteps of the likes of Castlevania, Cyberpunk Edgerunners, and upcoming Splinter Cell Deathwatch Octane. And the upcoming Splinter Cell Deathwatch. Octane, based on Riot Games' League of Legends gaming franchise, became an Annie and Emmy Award-winning animated series acclaimed by fans and critics alike. So they first made the deal in 2020, and now here it is in 2025, and they're only just announcing a show. So why has it taken 5 years to even just get to this point? I mean, it's Ubisoft. They have lots of other franchises. They could do a Rayman story, which would obviously clearly work better as an animation. They also have other... This isn't Ubisoft's first foray into adaptations They had the 2010 Prince of Persia with Jake Gyllenhaal, which only didn't do too well. Then, like I said, the 2016 Michael Fassbender Assassin's Creed. But on top of the Assassin's Creed show, they actually do have a lot of other things in the works, or things they've announced, even though there hasn't been updated. But they're also doing a Watch Dogs adaptation, a Beyond Good and Evil adaptation, which is crazy considering there's only ever been one game. Beyond Good and Evil 2 is being teased for seriously like 20 years. Also doing a Driver adaptation, Skull and Bones, which is a weird one because that's a game that isn't doing too well popularity-wise. So, and the aforementioned Splinter Cell and The Division. So they're working on a lot of different things, but there hasn't been much news about that for a while. Even just digging around online and trying to find out information, the live-action version of the racing title Driver was going to go to binge.com, but that was secretly axed. So they were in the works for that, but now that one is done. They were also planning on trying to do a movie based on The Division, but that seems to have vanished. But at one point actually had Jake Gyllenhaal and Jessica Chastain at one point cast or in works for the cast, which would have been a pretty sweet cast, and that was going to be on Netflix. So I guess both those projects are now officially gone. I'm not sure. So I'm reading this information off a Movie Web article. They have the money, or they're able to potentially have all these other productions in the works. I honestly don't know what to think about this live action, considering it's been 5 years since they made a deal and they're only now just announcing that they're working on it. So it could be another 2 years before it comes out. It sounds like Ubisoft has a lot of things in production potentially, or some things could have quietly been canceled. I've played Assassin's Creed. I'm not the most biggest fan, but I did play the very first one and I liked it. And then I played the second one and the second one was great. Assassin's Creed 2 was really great. It was essentially what the first game was trying to be, and then I didn't really play them a whole lot, but then I also did enjoy the open world versions that came out with Assassin's Creed Odyssey, the Norse one, Assassin's Creed Valhalla. So I really enjoyed those games, but the most recent one, which you're seeing some footage from Shadows, it's apparently gone back to the original kind of style. So that's some pretty interesting news. I'd love to know what you think below in your comment section. But also don't forget to like, also don't forget to subscribe, but also don't forget to keep gaming, my friends.